Muriel McKay was kidnapped and killed in 1969 after she was mistaken for the wife of media mogul Rupert Murdoch. 2 men were convicted and jailed for Ms McKay's murder in 1970, but to this day, her body has never been found. Well, the McKay family had been seeking permission to radar scan a site on Bethnal Green Road where they believe Muriel could be buried. But today, a judge described the evidence to justify that search as thin and criticised the family's conduct, accusing them of threats and harassment towards the property's residents. Today, I spoke to Muriel's daughter, Diane McKay, and her grandson, Mark Dyer, to get their reaction to the ruling. And I began by asking them how this fresh evidence had come to light in the first place.
The information has come from a lady who now lives in Israel, and her father, before he died, he gave her a whole statement of something that had been worrying him all his life, many years, and he said that there was he told the story, and the way he told it, it led us to really believe that that's where my mother's burial place was finally. Not originally, but she was moved to this place.
It's very important to know that this address, the reason it's so interesting, there was a phone box opposite it, and at that phone box, the final ransom drop was started on the 5th of February 1970. And this was the phone box we had to go to and take the call. And the caller to that phone box said, "I can see there's no one around you. Proceed to the next phone box, here's the address." And that leads us to believe that Arthur Hussein was actually in the shop at the time and watching. That was the point, he was watching that ransom drop.
So, Mark, all of that information has led you to this property, and that is the property that you wanted to carry out this survey, and you took it to the High Court. Today, the judge saying that he had to consider the case objectively and dispassionately, but was not persuaded that even if a survey was carried out, that it would be conclusive one way or the other, that it would produce incontrovertible data. He added the evidence of the presence of Muriel McKay's remains at the premises, such as it is presently, seems thin. The High Court have denied you your request. Diana, I'd like to ask your response to that.
Well, I'm very disappointed, but we have to continue with the legal process, and we will. That's all I can say. We're not giving up just because the judge says, no, you can't go in.
Well, our belief is, in the legal process that we will prevail and we will get into the property to do the scan eventually, be allowed in by somebody. All we want is an end to this life sentence for my mother and her siblings. And the life sentence they've got is that they've never had an answer. They haven't spoken to their mother since the 29th of December 1969, when she was hooded and bound outside her own home after having returned from the dentist and thrown in the boot of a car, and must have had some terrible hours.
I do just have to put this to you both. The judge also said today that although he didn't think the evidence was compelling enough, he would have rejected the application anyway because of your egregious conduct. This was something that came out in the process of this, and I just want to give you a chance to respond. One of the homeowners opposed this injunction bid, which would have stopped her and the owner of the other property from disturbing their garden. The judge saying, it seems to me that in your desperation to find an answer to what happened to Muriel's body, the claimants and Mr. Mark Dyer have lost a sense of perspective and also respect of the interests, concerns and safety of others who are perceived to stand in the way of their campaign. The judge adding that this included threats, deception, dishonesty, lies, bullying and harassment. Your response to that from the judge at the High Court?
This is based upon a statement given, a very flowery statement given by the opposition, the opponent. In this kind of litigation, you cannot give a statement against it because that's the final saying. So once that statement goes in, you can almost say whatever you want, and I can assure you that we always behave properly, and we are only interested in one thing, in trying to obtain access legally and use the legal system as we always have done. So it's a sad swipe at us, but we believe that, and we've been asked for compensation, and we believe sadly that we're going to have to, in the end, probably pay money in order to achieve a scan, which isn't right, is it really?